Hey everybody, we're just doing a quick toolbox walkthrough here. And just first, a little thing about the toolbox. This is a 72-inch Snap-on Master Series. It is the KRL 1033 in electric orange. And this one is about 7 years old. So I'm just going to start, nothing really on the top here. It's kind of dirty right now. This is not cleaned. This is just how my toolbox looks every day. Top drawer, on this side I have metric. I have my 1/2 inch extensions, 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch, 3/4, and then there's my 3/4 sockets up here, axle sockets, 4-wheel drive sockets, and then over here I have my standard sockets, and then I have all my 3/8 extensions and then 1/4 inch extensions, universals. As far as ratchets go, I don't really have anything that rare, except probably this guy. This is a Army issue, so World War II Snap-on ratchet that I sandblasted and powder coated black. I use it every day. It's amazing. Snap-on still has the rebuild kits for them. Other than that, there's a combination of things. There's a couple Craftsman ratchets in here, a couple SK ratchets. Some more old Snap-on ratchets. I have, let's see here, I have probably 10 different brands in here. Let me see if I can just give you a little bit better view here. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to comment. So this is 1/4 inch and this tray here, and then these are my 1/4 inch chrome swivel sockets, universals, whatever you want to call them. Torx, a couple of my most commonly used oil filter sockets, my impact short and mid-length, and then in this tray I have all my hex sockets and a couple spark plug sockets. These are pretty nice. I can do some videos on specific sockets and how to use them and things I recommend for different cars. And then I have 12-point sockets. This set's kind of incomplete. I just have the stubby sockets. I don't have the mid-length or the deep well. 3/8 chrome impacts, universals. And then a couple of my 3/8. I have a pin and a ball there. I have both of those. So then we go into some of the 3/8 sockets, then 1/2 inch sockets, and then all the way up. And I have all my my universals and adapters for my 1/2 inch here on this little tray. And then this is another set that I don't have this complete set right now. My toolbox, I have it in a go bag somewhere I use for road calls. Ball hexes, those things are really nice to have. And then also the extended Torx, another nice thing to have. And these are both Snap-on just because I break them pretty much every time I use them, no matter what brand they are. But with Snap-ons, you just hand it to the guy and he gives you a new one. Over here, nothing too cool really, except probably this guy. This is kind of a vintage 1/8 inch drive Snap-on set. Like I said, I can do more videos about specific things later if anybody has any interest. Fractional hex sockets here, e-Torx sockets, tap sockets, and then you just work up through here and you can pretty much tell what everything is. If something's missing, like there's one missing here, it's probably because it's broken and I'm waiting for Snap-on to come to warranty it. Obviously I have way less of the fractional sockets. That's just because of what I work on. I specialize in Subarus right now. That's what I've always specialized in. I have had times in my career where I've worked on other things, but I've always specialized on Subarus. And so the majority of my stuff is metric. And then here are my ratchets. You can see all the different ratchets I have. My torque wrenches. There are like 4 torque wrenches that aren't in here that I have in another toolbox. So next drawer down is my wrenches. And so that is like same thing, metric on this side and then transition into standard on this side. This is actually one thing I have a lot of in standard is wrenches, because if you're working on tractors or something and you work on hydraulic lines or whatever lines you might be working on, you're going to need a lot of fractional wrenches. And these Sunex ones, this whole set from here to from 1 5/16 to 2 inches was like $180, so it's not that bad. Couple crescent wrenches here, adjustable wrenches, stubbies. This little guy's supposed to be there. These are all Sunex stubbies. Couple custom made little things I've made there for specific applications. This guy's supposed to be here. And then you can see there are a couple weird little things I've cut down to make things. This is for EGR pipes on Subarus when you're doing head gaskets in the car. It's kind of a convenient little tool. This is the extended snap-on wrenches, and then these are standard length snap-on wrenches, and then same thing in fractional in standards. So there's extended and standard length, and then these are just ratcheting, reversible ratcheting. That's pretty much it for that drawer. So if we go through the middle here, this is my pliers drawer. So you can see here, I'll go pretty slow here for you. These are for exhaust hangers. These snap-on PZs are amazing. They're just like stronger pipe wrenches. Then these are channel lock. I think they call them parrot wrenches, or I'm sorry, parrot pliers. And so it's kind of rounded, and it's meant for like rounded bolts and stuff. As it turns, it actually grips tighter. Those are great. And channel lock, of course, is always good stuff. These guys are big. They open up really wide. They open up to about 8 inches. Hose clamp, pliers there. And up here I have a couple of my snap ring pliers, and then a couple of, I actually don't know what you want to call these, external snap ring pliers. They're just for, so you can grab in something and open it up and move it off. I actually have 2 pairs of those. There's another pair there. It does the same thing, just in different sizes. And then these are all channel lock seconds. And I get these at a store in Newcastle, PA called Anderson Brother Tools. They sell like a whole, I think I got 3 of these, and I probably had more at some point, and it was like $10. And they're great. Sometimes they don't have the handles on them, and it has some little flaw on it, or like this one, they didn't cut it straight. Like you can tell it's a little bit off. And so you get a bunch of them for cheap, and they're nice beater tools. Screwdriver drawer, pretty self-explanatory. I kind of have too many screwdrivers, but I like the hard handles, and I like these, the instinct handles, I think they call them. They're just kind of like the softer grip. They good for different things. Once again, just to clarify, I have not cleaned any of this. This is just how it looks every day I'm working. So I have different stubbies. These are great for getting up in a dashboard behind something where even one of these is too big, you know, it's a lot smaller. All my picks and small little screwdrivers, extended picks, radiator hose pick. These are old school body tools. They're basically indestructible, and they're meant for pulling on things. They're really, really helpful. All right. Oil filters, oil filter wrenches, whatever you want to call them. A couple things I can't fit in other drawers. Parking brake tool. These are for Davco diesel filters. These 2 wrenches down here. This is for Packard fuel filters from when I've worked on big trucks. And then just a couple brake tools mixed in here, and Toyota oil filter tool. This is my hammer and pry bar drawer. Got all my air hammer bits in here, and then I have all my picks and chisels and old hammer pieces and crazy stuff. Never know when you're gonna need something big like that. So that's that drawer. Next drawer down is my cordless electric drawer, and You can go slow over here and see I have my drill bits in here too, just so they're convenient. They're right next to the drill. I can get in one drawer and get both of them. My Makita cordless Sawzall, and then I have a lot of Milwaukee stuff. Basically everything is Milwaukee in here except the snap-on 1/4 inch cordless ratchet and the snap-on little screw gun, whatever you want to call it, impact driver. Those are just a couple tools that I like. The snap-ons better than the Milwaukee, so I have those. Okay, and then going down a drawer. This one's kind of a mess. It always is because I'm in it so often. This is my air tool drawer. There's a bunch of stuff in there. I also threw my hub shocker in there because I can't fit it anywhere else, but this is, yeah, this is just how it looks all the time because it's getting used a lot. All right, now I'm gonna go over to this bank over here. So this has a lot of different stuff in it, and I tried to figure out a way to organize it well, and it always just ends up as a mess. I have these clamps in here I use for timing belts, for holding them on when I'm doing them. I have my scrapers for inspection tools, my little gauges for doing quick brake checks and stuff on oil changes, my thread depth gauge. What else is in here? A couple clutch tools, feeler gauges, a couple different homemade tools I've needed for different applications. All right, go into the next drawer here. This also has a lot of probably, it's not junk, it's all things I use, it's just not, it's kind of hard to organize. Got my big scissors I got when I lived in Brazil. They're awesome, great for opening things up. Got air fittings in here, broken magnet that sometimes comes in handy. My IR thermometers, bushing drivers. Got this at a garage sale for $5. This is a standard tap set, metric tap set. Those are all backup tap sets, by the way. Those are not my main ones. And next drawer down, got a couple pipe wrenches, bolt cutters. All of these little packs are the retainer rings, the anvil retainer rings for impacts. And then this is the install tool for them. Makes it a lot easier than just doing it by hand with a pair of pliers. Blades, dry erase markers, whatever. All right, next drawer down. Okay, so this has my handy little grip mat. Those are nice. It's supposed to be here. So cordless tool for doing AC jobs. Cordless thermometer. You have a sensor on it and a sensor you can put in the car to see what the temperature blowing out of the vents is. These are all my little specialty oil change sockets for the weird fun cars like the Equinoxes that are a pain in the butt to get to. Handheld refractometer. Let's see if I can open this and show you here. This is just used to accurately tell you the freeze point of coolant and diff fluid. Then I have a pipe cutter, a couple different cutters in here. This is actually a PEX tool, but I have some PEX airline in the shop and I use it. And then a couple crimp tools, hog ring tool for doing upholstery work. Alright, next drawer down. This one just always looks like this because of the stuff that's in it. A couple ratchets, nice for holding up exhausts or pulling back on a panel and on a dash. Alternator tools for GMs, pipe benders, Subaru drive shaft piece for when you're putting a manual transmission in. You can shove it in the back of the transmission, put it in gear and turn it to get the input shaft to engage. I got my UV lights in here. This is from when I worked on trucks, obviously. It's the little tool to take off the little lug nut covers. Have my battery crimper tool, and then a couple little heat gun, windshield wiper arm puller, just some random stuff in there. Oh, I should say, probably the most important tool I have in here is my stethoscope for listening. And then also there's this rethreader kit that's really, really handy. Like I said, I can do videos on specific things later. In here I have a couple books, owner's manuals, stuff like that, insurance policy. I also have my little strut compressors. I use these when I'm doing deep lift kits. They're nice and quick for doing them right on the car. Brake caliper, compressor, another brake caliper compressor for like the dual piston on like Tundras and Tacomas and 1-ton trucks and Subarus. Cordless grinder there. And that's the end of that bank there. I'll go over to this guy. So this has always been my junk drawer, where I just basically put my personal stuff, and it is a mess. It definitely. Sure, down here. Let me just zoom out there. Okay, a couple calipers, some trim tools I use all the time. Scrapers I use a lot. Lots of trim tools in here actually. Anybody that's a Subaru tech knows every time you go to Subaru training, you get one of these handy dandy little tools. So I have like a million of those. I think I have a box of them somewhere. These are just some replacement bits I like, so I buy them all from this one guy. Carbide cutters, a couple screw removers, and then basically just random tools. A little carbide cutter for doing tire patches. Use this for doing crank seals or different seals on different things. Bunch of old Subaru valve guides I use as drill guides now. That's pretty much it for this drawer. This is probably my, you call it my Subaru drawer. These are all specialty tools from Company 23, which by the way, they're awesome. If you need Subaru tools, look them up. And then I have some feeler gauges and some random seal puller in here, just some different specialty stuff in here. Next drawer down here. All right, I have my awesome soft handle snap-on chisel and punch set, which they're awesome because they're lifetime warranty. You bend one, you just get a brand new one. I've replaced all those 4 or 5 times. And this is another drill bit set. These things are awesome. It's the only lifetime warranty drill bit I know of. This is a rethreader kit, not to be confused with the tap kit. Okay, and then this is which one is this? This is the fuel injector tester set. Then this guy, I could probably do a whole video about this. This is a custom-made straight edge from my machine shop. They made this specifically for me. Really cool piece. Ball of keys here. This is a key to pretty much every brand of heavy equipment, skid steer, tractor, whatever. If I need to work on it and they don't leave keys, I probably have a key for it. Next drawer down is kind of packed full of the blow mold cases. I'm not going to get into what everything is here, but there's a lot of different sets in here. And that's pretty much it for my toolbox tour. On top here I have chargers and old cell phone I use for playing music on, my oil change stickers, sticker machine, Bluetooth speaker, wireless charger, AirPods, and it's kind of a mess right now. There's junk all over it, needs cleaned up. But that is my toolbox. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment and I'll respond as soon as I can. Thanks.